Hi guys, and welcome to This is Arts. I'm Leah Mhanna, and today I'm delighted to be joined by renowned Lebanese artist Hala Schoukair. But before we dive into our conversation, here's a quick roundup of some exciting cultural events from the past 2 weeks in Lebanon and around the globe. Saleh Barakat Gallery in Karantina opened a solo exhibition by artist, filmmaker, and activist Lawrence Abu Hamdan. Known as a private ear, Abu Hamdan uses sound to investigate political and social issues, blending art, activism, and research. The exhibition is on view until August 1st. In Paris, Parlons il est temps, a play by Lebanese filmmaker Philippe Aratinje, is back on stage at Théâtre Estaillon until April 29. Directed by Dina Abyad, Aratinje takes to the stage, sharing his personal journey with a touch of humor as he navigates the chaos of a country in constant upheaval. On April 6 in Ecuador, volunteers enrolled a massive artwork by Ecuadorian artist Franz del Castillo along the capital's main street. The 3-kilometer-long paper piece transformed the avenue into an open-air gallery, inviting the public to walk through and experience the work firsthand. And that's a wrap on our cultural roundup. Today's guest is Lebanese artist Hala Schoukair, renowned for her delicate yet powerful paintings that embody both movement and presence. With a background in cinematographic studies from the Sorbonne, Hala's works have been exhibited internationally in prestigious museums and institutions, such as the Arab World Institute in Paris and Kunsthalle Bern in Switzerland. In 2019, Hala moved from New York to Lebanon, where she established the Saloua Raouda Choucair Foundation in Ras El Matn to honor her mother's legacy. Today, she is launching her solo exhibition at Saleh Barakat Gallery titled The Affirmative Happiness of a Green Dot. Hala, welcome to This is Arts. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for
Hala,
having me.
You opened your solo show on Thursday at Saleh Barakat's gallery. It was beautiful. I was there. We're going to be talking about that in just a little bit.
Sure.
But first, I would like to go back to your younger years, living in a household with your mother, the late renowned artist Saloua Raouda Choucair. It must have been very inspiring.
It is. It was a beautiful period in my life because my mother would let me play with all her tools. She would give me clay and I would do things with clay. She even let me draw on the walls of the house, to my embarrassment later on. As a child, I really I used her brushes and did painting with her brushes. And so I was very spoiled as a child to play. And then I stayed playing. And it took me a while to start showing my art because I would always think that I'm playing. And only 10 years ago, maybe, I really started showing. So, but I never stopped painting. And it is always intricate. I'm always fascinated by details. And it is growing on me. So this is my life.
Did your mother play a role in teaching you about the technique?
No, teaching about technique, no, she didn't. She would just give me freedom to do whatever I feel like doing. But she never said, you should do this or that, no. But when we walk together, she would look at things and would teach me how to look. And this stays with me, how to look at things. And it's so entertaining.
I'm sure it was. In 2019, you moved back to Lebanon from New York, which was a bold move amidst all the trials and tribulations that the country was going through to establish your mother's foundation.
Exactly.
What made you take this step?
I mean, this been on my mind all my life. I mean, I never thought that I will not come back. But every few years, we'll ask ourselves, we have kids, my husband has work, we couldn't move. I mean, it was like impossible to move back. And then suddenly it happened. We decided, my husband took early retirement, and we decided to come back. Then the things happened. But I think we would have come back anyway because we started building the foundation and we wanted to be next to it. So we came, and then Corona, the revolution, all this happened, and we stayed in the mountain. And now we got used to it. And that was a very fascinating time, a completely change of life. And I'm very grateful that I was able to come back to my country, to my home.
Yeah. What kind of experience did you want to create for the visitors at the Saloua Raouda Choucair Foundation?
Shame on me. I wasn't thinking of the visitors. I was thinking how to preserve my mother's work, how to put it, how to store it, how to take care of it. And I never thought that visitor will come. And then they start coming, and people are so happy to be there that it's given me so much pleasure to receive them. I mean, and this communication, it's bringing me back to my childhood, because I'm talking about my mother, and I feel like I'm back to a period that people are happy to go back to. I mean, there is some sort of nostalgia that everybody is living it when they come to the museum. So this is giving me lots of pleasure. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't planning it, you know, and now I'm having like a completely different kind of life through this museum.
A very calm lifestyle.
In general, because we're in the mountains, it's very calm. But the day the visitors come, it's not.
It must be overwhelming.
It is, and it is the pleasure they have to see the work. Also, it's very, very meaningful. It's meaningful. I feel now my life has a meaning, because I'm sharing my mother's life and her avant-garde art and all this. I mean, it's like she did this work in the 50s and the 60s, and people now are really connected to it, which is really a pleasure to have a link with my past, with the past of the country, and with people coming and making, you know, this is history, this is our heritage. So it is, I feel it is important somewhere. I mean, yeah.
Hala, on Thursday, you launched your solo exhibition at Saleh Barakat Gallery titled The Affirmative Happiness of a Green Dot. What was the main inspiration behind it?
You know, this dot of green that grows out of a rock or a stone, or sometimes not even in weird places, it comes and tells you there is life. So I wanted to celebrate the force of the living. And this force is what's gonna keep us motivated to be in this country. And with all the difficulty we have to grow here, I mean, it's not easy. Things are not made easy for us. But this is my struggle in a way, and this is what I wanted to be with nature, because nature is giving me this force, and I want to give it to people. I mean, if somebody looks at my work and feels this energy of life, I would have succeeded somewhere.
Can you take us through the technique? Because it feels a little bit, you know, working on something this intricate, it takes you on this maybe meditative journey. What was that like for you?
Okay. Everybody has a talent somewhere. And my talent is minimal.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do. But my will to push it to the extreme, I mean, to do this dot next to dot on big surfaces or repetitively, endlessly, that's giving a shape, and it's giving, I mean, there is something between my mind that works and between my mind that shuts. So there is, at one point I'm thinking, and then I go for endless hours. I'm really in a very, very calm mood, doing those dots next to each other. So it's between thinking and non-thinking, and I'd like to show, when I show my work, I'd like not only to show the artist who is thinking all the time, but to show also the artisan who is working
the
details step by step, like doing a tissage, or just to be with my painting and to show you the time I spend with this painting. Yeah. It's like when you look at a fabric, at a textile, and you see the work of an artisan. Mm-hmm. So between artist and artisan, I mean, I like to situate myself somewhere there.
Yeah,
okay.
You've succeeded. What's next for you?
I mean, I will keep working, definitely, because my hands, they want to do something. So I'm always looking and always searching for an expression and for this entertainment in my hand. You know, and
you want to experiment.
I want to experiment, yeah. And there is always this research that's very motivating to wake up in the morning and think what I'm going to do today. You know, I will continue, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hala, for being here with us today. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
What does it take to impress the most powerful man on the planet? For British-Lebanese surgeon and sculptor Nadey Hakim, it was a sculpture of Donald Trump, praised by the president himself as incredible in a personal letter.
It's a very nice letter, and in the letter he even mentions his wife, Melania, saying, you know, we should get together, and thank you so much for spending so much time working on my sculpture, etc., etc. So it was. You could not have a better outcome than this.
The 50-centimeter tall sculpture now stands in Trump's Florida residence Mar-a-Lago. So impressed, he invited Hakim to his inauguration. But what is it about the sculpture that made it stand out?
One particular picture caught my attention, but it's the way that he looks. He's got this arrogant, proud look, looking upwards. It's a bit like what happened to him when he was shot. You know, he was very proud, despite the fact that he was shot. And I liked that look, and I worked on it.
From world leaders to spiritual figures, he has sculpted them all. But who's next for Nadey Hakim?
I've just completed something which you probably, no one knows about except you and me now. I just finished the sculpture of MBS, and I'm hoping to offer it to him via someone who works with him.
Hakim's journey is more than personal. It's a reflection of a Lebanon that creates, endures, and inspires. If money and social norms didn't matter, what would you collect? Some may find themselves drawn to more unconventional pursuits, much like Gunter von Hagens, who turns the human bodies into permanent art through a process he calls plastination. This method involves removing the skin and tissue of a body, preserving only the internal organs, muscles, and bones, and displaying them in an anatomical state that challenges our understanding of life and death. Similarly, artist Damien Hirst's collection is a testament to his own unique approach to preservation. His creations often involve the preservation of animals, sometimes in formaldehyde-filled tanks, where creatures like sharks and cows are frozen in a moment of eternity. And then there's the truly bizarre items like Napoleon Bonaparte's tooth, which has been sold as a relic at an auction. Crazy? Perhaps, but aren't we all looking for a way to capture the fleeting, to hold on to something that defies time? That's it for today's episode. Stay inspired. Until next time.